Hi there, Craig Hocknell here, PGA golf professional. I'm at MMI Golf Storage Solutions. We're in the showroom today to talk about getting clubs into storage, kind of how it looks, how it operates, how it feels. So basically I've got my bag and I've got a storage system set up here, and all I'm going to do is take my bag from this position, put it up into the storage and drop it down. So as you can see, we have plenty of clearance here. Extremely easy to put the bag in and out. And then right here we have the golf bag dividers within each of these rolling rack systems. So the mechanical assist on this particular unit has a drivetrain mechanism within it. So for example, this particular unit in the storage in our MMI storage showroom is only 3 feet, right? We're just trying to use it as a showroom. If you have 12 feet, 15 feet, 30 feet deep rows for your bag storage, you're going to need a mechanical assist. The mechanical assist on this one has a drivetrain mechanism where there's a rod through the middle and it has cogs on it, and as I move this handle, it glides back and forth extremely easily. I can just push it, but as I use the mechanical assist, you can imagine this fully loaded with golf bags. There's a drivetrain mechanism through the bottom of it with cogs in each track, and as those cogs spin, they grab into the track and they move the entire system extremely easily. Some systems just have one cog system on this end. As you drive it, the trail end of the system, if it's very long, will lag behind the front of the system and it can torque it, and I've actually seen bags come off of tracks before. So when we have a short system or a short row of bags, for example this one right here, we can put the drive mechanism just at this end because there's no torquing and twisting or lagging. But if you have a very long one, maybe more than 12 feet long, you're going to want to have the drivetrain system in it so that those cogs can mechanically assist each segment of the rack within its track, okay? So these particular units, these shelves pop in and out. These grid, 2-inch grid, all metal stands are designed to make sure that golf clubs do not fall out, okay? So there's a couple reasons why we do all metal. We do all metal because we don't want to see any warping. We know golf courses are in climates where there's, can be a lot of moisture. The golf bag can come back in from the round of golf and it can be soaking wet. You put it onto a plywood base or a wooden base over time, that wood will warp. So this is an all steel construction. One of the other reasons why we went with this pretty small grid, as you know, if Mr. Smith is going to say, hey, I don't need these 2 clubs, can you go put them back in my bag storage area? If they're thin or if they're small, only 2-inch spaces, they'll be able to hold the clubs there and they won't fall through. If those openings are really wide, they'll just slip right through. So that's why we use these. They're also in this metal racks configuration, grid configuration, because then the moisture will just dry out. Maybe it'll drip onto your concrete floor, but it'll dry out that much quicker, much better air circulation. You don't need to worry about your floors getting wet, moldy, shelves getting moldy, and warping, right? So within the system itself, we have these divider pegs right here. The pegs are extremely solidly mounted into the back, and they can be installed in different configurations of width. So if you have a lot of really skinny bags, like these carry bags, you can pinch it down a little tighter. You can put it in maybe a 10-inch space. The standard measurement would be 12-inch spaces. My carry bag fits in here pretty easily, no problems. If you have a stand bag or even a tour staff bag, they're going to be about 10 or 11 inches, so those fit in here as well. The standard depth is 15 inches, right, from the back to the front. These units also have each shelf installed on an angle, so there's a little slant in here. So if I was coming in to pick up this bag and put it up on the top shelf, pick it up, grab it by the bottom, put it in here, lean it in, slide it in, and now the shelf itself is leaning on a slight angle so that that bag is leaning against the divider that's in the middle of each rolling section. And then as I roll this back and forth, I know that that bag is leaning into the middle, and that would be the same on the opposite side, right? So this bag on this side is leaning in on the shelf on that side. So as you can see, we've gone the extra mile. Color matching, these are our end panels where you can put the logo of your club on there. Then each end panel color then matches the entire structure in each shelf, and the grid shelving on the bottom also matches, okay? So when you're looking at renovating your existing bag storage or just getting all new bag storage, maybe you're at a club and it's a whole new system going in, the process is extremely simple. I've had little sketches sent to me on a piece of paper. As long as you have the ability to do some measuring, I would suggest maybe go get one of these little laser measuring devices from Home Depot, measure out the main spaces. If you have intricate angles, cubbies, etc., maybe steel big pillars dividing out your bag storage space. One of the most important things is to understand what's going on the ceiling. Make sure when you measure your vertical height for space that you account for pipes, sprinkler systems, any hanging lights. Some of these golf bag storage areas are kind of old. Maybe some modifications to the space would actually free up a lot of space for more bags. These rolling systems essentially double your capacity. So if you're still dealing with old rickety wooden racks or static racks, once you're able to then remove essentially each aisle that divides your storage racks, you essentially can double the number of bags that you can put in there, which could be good revenue for you if you're generating revenue from that bag storage fee. So once you've sent me even a simple sketch, I can then send it to our drafting department. They'll then take your simple sketch, put it in a CAD file, and then create out the whole design. What's better than a simple sketch, if you have it, is some architectural drawings. If you have some architectural drawings, PDFs are great, then we can import those into our CAD system. And the best of all is actual CAD files from the architect. So especially if it's a new build, I'm sure you have access to all of those files. If you actually send me the files, then we can just import those into our system, and the team here at MMI in Middletown, New York will go very quickly, within a few hours sometimes, or a couple of days at the longest, if we get it over the weekend. They'll return to me a nice design of how your bag storage area is essentially redesigned to house as many golf bags as possible. We then work with you to make different modifications. This is a standard 52-inch opening right here. We know that the standard driver length is about 46 inches now. My golf bag with my 46-inch driver easily cleared within this 52. If we have ceiling constraints, we can then take out this section and lower it. As you can see, it's all basically customizable. So even after the installation, if you find that you want to move these shelves up and down a little bit, it's easy to do. If you wanted to take them from slanted in and make them flat, you can do that as well. As we're measuring our space, we're just measuring the entire room. We will then work through the general design into kind of a workflow design. So if you have, somebody recently sent me a design where there's a couple of doors and we needed to have a pathway through the rolling rack system. Well, that's pretty simple. We can just put an end piece at the very end. There's a static piece that mounts, and then we can actually kind of create a little cut through or a little walkway if you wanted to do that. So within the navigation of your golf bag storage, then we can kind of work on what's the workflow look like for you. Your staff are going to be running around, grabbing bags. We want to make it as simple as possible. We can essentially customize these units to any space within your building. So think through that, think through the storage. Sometimes what we offer is 2 vertical golf bag storage sections like this, two tiers. And then if you have 10, 12, 15-foot ceilings, we can actually mount even more things on top of that. So storage cubbies, horizontal shelves. We all need more storage, right? So let's say you needed to take all the tees for the season. You've got all these big boxes of tees. You just need to tuck them away, put them up on the top shelf. Maybe you have some back stock of Christmas decorations, different holiday decoration boxes, and you're looking to store those. these units and some of the other units that MMI create are great for also kitchen, dry goods back in the kitchen if you're storing chafing dishes or, all kinds of paper goods like paper plates or any of the chinette type of stuff that you're going to maybe use at a banquet. You need to put it away. You can store it on these kind of units as well. So I just want to let you know it's extremely simple, easy to work with us. I've got too many years running in and out of bag rooms in multiple different clubs all around the country, so I understand all your different pain points, and I'm here to help you. Our team are fantastic. We have an extremely talented team of designers to help put all of these pieces together for you, and we just want to make your job as easy as possible. The next phase in that is once you've reviewed it as a golf pro, general manager, CEO of your club, and you've maybe presented it to a panel of board of directors. Once we get the quote approved, then we go into the installation process. So typically, it's about a 5 to 6 week time frame for us to get all the materials in and shipped out to you. We can sometimes turn that around faster if we have the products here on hand. From start to finish, it may only be a week by the time you've sent me the drawings, we've sent you back a design, and then you're already sending me back approval. So it doesn't take very long if you're kind of in that mode where you're ready to get moving on this stuff. This is just a little video to kind of talk through a little bit about the product, have you look at it kind of up close, see what it looks like, see how it operates. But just know that it's basically all customizable. With the riveted pieces and the shelves, we can essentially do anything within your space. So we're here to help, and we're looking forward to working with you.